Morning. I'm Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on Friday morning. Now, I know you're surprised because I don't typically do a Friday morning thought, but today is the last day of Vacation Bible School, and since I was here, I thought, why not give you an update? Because I asked you to pray yesterday as I had the opportunity to share the plan of salvation with our older boys and girls, and I know that you did pray because God blessed in great ways. We had 9 children to make professions of faith saying they wanted to follow Jesus as their Lord and Savior. They wanted to build their life on the firm foundation of Jesus Christ. And I'm so excited about that. You know, that's what this is all about. And even if only one child had made that decision to trust Jesus, it would have been worth every moment of this week. And I'm grateful for our teachers, our workers, our leaders who have put so much time and energy into this to make it such a success because they have given of themselves tirelessly and with joy in their hearts. And that's always amazing to me to see that kind of commitment. But we had a great time last night at our water slide event, our family night, as we had lots of boys and girls and families come and enjoy a hot dog and some snow cones and cotton candy. It was just a great time to be a part of this wonderful church. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for those of you who prayed and for those of you who served. Now let's look just briefly at our thought for the day today in Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Let me ask you a question. For those of you who are getting older like I am, have you ever made that statement that getting old is not for sissies? You know, sometimes we have our own little pity parties because of the new aches and pains that develop and the things that we're no longer able to do and places we're no longer able to go. And we look and we see the younger generation and all of their energy and what they can do and what they are doing. And we just feel a little sorry for ourselves. Oh, you haven't done that? Well, just wait, you will. That's what King Solomon is doing. I think he's looking at the end of his life. He has struggled with depression and frustration, and now he looks around and he sees that the world is just about to pass him by. Listen to what he says. He says, "Better a poor and wise youth than an old and foolish king who will be admonished no more." I think there's a couple of things there. One, he's an old and foolish king. We know that. He turned his back on God. He chose to follow these pagan religions led by his wives from other countries that God had told him not to marry, but he married anyway. And so I think it's easy to say he was an old and foolish king. And now he's looking and he sees this younger generation coming up and he says, man, it'd be better not to be king, to be poor, and to be a wise youth because I'm an old king and nobody's going to tell me what to do anymore. Interesting, isn't it? He says, for he comes out of prison to be king, talking about the poor and wise youth, although he was born poor in his kingdom. I saw all the living who walk under the sun. They were with the second youth who stands in his place. There was no end of all the people over whom he was made king. Yet those who come afterward will not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and grasping for the wind. Oh, he's so jealous he can hardly stand it because people are flocking to that new generation, that next generation who's going to be king, and he can't stand the fact that he no longer has that same authority and that same power. But he says, don't worry about it. All of that's vanity. It's like grasping the wind. It is nothingness. He's going to go through the same things that I've gone through. You ever felt that way? I know it's easy to allow ourselves to do that, but here's the thing. God has told us in his word that old age can bring wisdom. And in that wisdom comes power and understanding and an ability to do things that we couldn't do when we were younger. Keep in mind this very thought. I've shared it with you multiple times. And it doesn't matter whether you're 6 or 16 or 60. God has a plan and a purpose for your life. Even today, there is something that he wants you to do. If you're his child and you are still on this earth breathing, there's something he wants you to do. Whether it's to reach out to your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, to minister to the children around you, to be a part of his kingdom means to serve. And he has a plan and a purpose. So grasp that because that's where you're going to find satisfaction. When you take your eyes off of the rest of the world and place them on God, there's no room for jealousy. There's no need for jealousy because Jesus is all you need every day. I hope that you have a great weekend. I probably won't be posting next week because it is the Southern Baptist Convention and I will be in Nashville, Tennessee. Pray for Sonia. She stays home and continues the work that she's doing. But pray for our convention this week. Pray that God would move in power to bring us together like never before. And if I don't see you here next week, I will see you the week after.